Previously on Zero to Hero.
This build is nerfed. This build is just dead. This will be the last Cold.Vortex Zero to Hero video. What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. I have finally found my build, and my build is Storm Burst Totems. It did get buffed. Now it has a 0.40 base duration, which is crazy for Storm Burst Totem. It was already doing a lot of damage, and now we're gonna do even more damage. As usual, I'll be going through campaign as usual, showing you guys me defeating the bosses. Now, Storm Burst Totems is a build that doesn't require too much gear, and one of the big reasons why I'm going Storm Burst Totems, because when the new lab comes out, the new lab is actually something that you have to spam in order to get a lot of transfigurative gem. I'm not really trying to do that. I'm trying to find a skill right out the gate. I can just start playing, start blowing up content. And Stormburst Totem so far has probably one of the best ways to do it, because I don't have to change anything at all. Once I do get all set in stone, you want build is so safe that I can start, because I don't have to worry about like changing my build to a transfigurative gem so immediately. When transfigurative gems does drop and they do come out, I will eventually switch to a transfigurative gem. Now, but me being SSF, I don't actually have to do that, because I now have Stormburst Totems that I will actually be doing like the lab and stuff with. So I can freely farm with this build. I can freely kill bosses. I can kill everything in the game. Probably not Ubers, but that's what we're going to be leading up to. This build just requires stuff like spell suppression, you know, duration, and it goes MOM. Really, that's pretty much it. That being said, let's get into it. Skadoosh. Oh my god. All right, YouTube. Let's pick up our first ascendancy. Let's run this ascendancy thing again and get the Hierophant. That's what we're going to be using, because we're going to be doing the Totem Storm Burst. And obviously we want to take the Pursuit of Faith, because we get the plus maximum number of summon totems, and we get 100% increased totem placement speed, which is massive for a Storm Burst totem. And then the increased totem duration is really big too. That makes it so we'll be able to place down our totems a lot faster. We will be able to deal a lot more damage, because now we have an extra totem, and on top of that we can place 2 totems and then place our decoy totem, making it so they can't target our actual Stormburst totem. That is pretty good, and let's keep the campaign rolling.
Hey, yo, the pizza here.
Two 2,000 years later.
Skip it up and that up. Bruh. The flame of hope may flicker, but it cannot. Catch him! What? Our final.
21. Gonna catch me right.
Minecraft.
At last.
All right, second lab is done. All right, our next ascendancy is going to be Ritual of Awakening. The reason why we're going Ritual of Awakening is because of 5% more damage per summoned totem. You know, that's pretty good damage. Regenerate 0.5% mana per second for each summoned totem, which gives us that extra mana per second. And then we get you and your totems regenerate 1% life per second for each summoned totem, which is really good recovery. And then also the small note, can't forget that. We get the increased mana regeneration and the totem placement speed, but that's not really that big, but still something. Our next one is gonna be Ritual of Awakening. We are doing pretty good damage already so far, which is really good. We are almost done with the campaign. Let's keep it pushing.
And there comes a giant Coco!
I like it cut, G.
Fatality.
All right, campaign is done again. There you go, guys. We are all done with the passives now. As you guys can see, I am still rocking with Twink gear.
Hey, I want to be famous.
The reason why I didn't think it was much to change in terms of Twink gear, because I was already going fast and blowing everything up. Now that I'm in maps now, I am actually going to start changing up the gear and stuff. I got really lucky and found a Penguin wand. We're going to be going for Profane wand. Start crafting on this one, which is eye level 86. We need to get a Profane wand running with lightning spell skill gems, you know, +1 all spells, spell damage, lightning damage, the general lightning spell build. For the helmet, we'll be switching this out. We'll mainly be going for something to really cover the Eldritch employees, like getting a DSI mask with suppression on it, the general stuff for suppression, because we need to get 100% spell suppression. And the boost will also be switching out for like dragon scales, getting suppression on that too. But generally, the majority of the stuff is a suppression. Even the gloves is suppression. For the shield, we'll be going for a Shaper Shield to get +1 summon totems. I will actually be switching out the Tabula for the chest piece I actually have on my Vortex, the Satis Garb, which is actually extremely good for this build. The amulet, we need a Citron amulet to get +1 all spells, +1 fizz or +1 lightning, and that's good to go because we can actually scale with fizz because the Storm Burst actually goes off of physical and lightning, so we can get either or to scale it. For the belt, I think we just going to cover the belt Stygian Vice. The general stats will probably be like a Hunter Stygian Vice, maximum life, you know, percent max life, flat life. That's the typical stuff. And we'll probably just get an amethyst ring to our amulet slot. The gear is pretty straightforward in terms of crafting. There's not really much that's changing. One of the reasons why I had to switch it to this build because the Vortex build got nerfed extremely bad in terms of the base transfigurative gem. We don't know what's going to happen to the other transfigured gem terms for Vortex, but right now in this current state we cannot be reliant on that skill anymore. That being said, we are going to push this build into the absolute end game. This build can hit up to like 10 mil DPS if I'm not mistaken, with just a basic gear, with like literally no +1s, no nothing. +1s and stuff would probably hit about 15 to 16 mil DPS. Pretty much it in terms of for this build. Let's push it and let's see what we can get out of it. Let's get a bunch of currency, crafting a lot of gear with this build, switching over to an absolute in-game build, probably like Tornado Shot or like an Immortal build. Or if a new build comes around like for the Transfigured Gems, deck stacking totems or something like that, we'll do that. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Catch you guys in the next video.